Well, the regular season is over, and now this university basketball team is headed to the Ohio Valley Conference Tournament for a little bit of March Madness. The Eastern Illinois University men's basketball team finished its season with a 4-point win over SIUE, earning them the 7th seed in this week's Ohio Valley Conference Tournament. The Panthers finished the season at 11-18 overall and 7-9 in conference play, winning their final 2 games to solidify a tournament spot. If the Panthers were to win the OVC tournament, they'd receive an invitation to the 65-team Big Dance, but head coach Jay Spoonhauer says Eastern will take it 1 game at a time while riding some recent momentum.
Everybody in this tournament is pretty darn good and can beat everybody else. So, I think our guys feel pretty good. At least we're coming off a good game and we played well. So that's a good way to go into the tournament.
The Panthers begin their journey to the OVC Championship this Wednesday in Nashville as they take on Southeast Missouri, who split with Eastern this season in 2 games. Tip-off is at 8. And the Ohio Valley Conference better be prepared for a Panther takeover because the Eastern Illinois University women's basketball team has also qualified for the conference tournament. Squeezing into the tournament with the 8th seed after dropping their final 2 games of the season, the Panthers are poised to make a run in their 7th straight OVC tournament berth. Finishing the regular season at 12-15 and the conference at 7-9, the Panthers will have the toughest road to Saturday's championship. Head coach Debbie Black says the Panthers will continue to do what got them into the tournament, and that is fight.
It's a pretty competitive rivalry with these 2 teams that I found out as a new coach. So it will be fun to see where we're at. But we've been here. We've been kind of doing this all year, fighting to get to the next level.
Play begins for EIU in Nashville on Wednesday afternoon as the Panthers take on the number 5 seeded Eastern Kentucky Colonels. And over in Champaign, the Illinois Fighting Illini have bigger hopes for their postseason, eyeing an appearance in basketball's Big Dance for the 2nd straight year. A win in East Lansing would keep the door open for an invite, and luckily for Illinois, Michigan State has a better record on the road than they do at home. Early in the game, Tracy Abrams extends the lead for the Illini with a 3 in the first half, but that lead would disappear quickly, leaving it all square at 28 heading into halftime. Later in the game, it's Spartans' Gary Harris with the steal and a lay-in that just doesn't want to find the bottom of the basket. And as you can imagine, head coach Tom Izzo is not happy, and I don't blame him. The final score for this one would be 53-46 as Tracy Abrams will hit a dagger at the top of the key to close this one out, and that's a big upset over number 18 MSU that will help Illinois' tournament resume. One team is just above 500 and the other is 16 games below, but that didn't stop fans from making their way down Route 16 to see a game that always draws a large crowd. Sports Watch's Nick Ruffalo reports on a Coles County rivalry that just never seems to lose its luster.
No matter what sport or time of year, if it's Mattoon versus Charleston, fans will pack the stands. Even the players can feel the excitement, throwing themselves around the court for one of the biggest rivalries in Coles County. To the highlights now, where Mattoon is a heavy favorite to win, playing on their senior night. The Trojans had something to say about that, keeping pace with the Green Wave after Mattoon shot out to a 7-0 lead early. But Green Wave senior guard Jared Pilson beats the buzzer here, giving Mattoon a 25-15 lead heading into halftime. The Green Wave found their rhythm in the second half, outscoring Charleston 40-22 after the break. This came as no surprise to Mattoon head coach Josh Forsythe, who thinks Mattoon just started playing their game in the second half.
Started to attack in the second half. The first half we were just kind of throwing the ball around, not really, playing our style of basketball.
Green Wave wins 65-37, dropping Charleston to 2-19 on the year. A number Trojans head coach Jim Wood would like to forget heading into regionals.
That's a tough psychological hurdle to get over, but the guys have been good about staying positive all season.
On the other side of the final score, Mattoon secured its first winning season in the last 22 years, a feat that Pilson knows is something to celebrate.
Oh, it's awesome. I mean, it's just great to be able to accomplish that since no one's done it in such a long time.
In Mattoon, I'm Nick Ruffalo with WEIU Sports Watch.
Up next for both teams, the Taylorville Regionals. Charleston is in action tonight at 7 against Rochester, trying to play their way into a matchup with number 1 seed Chatham. Mattoon enters as the 2 seed and plays the host team Taylorville. Tip-off is at Wednesday at 7. And unlike basketball, where the games are played indoors, baseball is at the mercy of Mother Nature for most of its regular season. Eastern baseball is no different, as the cold weather in central Illinois will push back the Panthers' first home series of the year. In addition to the cancellation of tomorrow's game against Indiana State, Eastern baseball will have to travel on Friday instead of staying in Charleston. Originally a home series, the weekend series against Southern Illinois University at Edwardsville will be held just outside of St. Louis, where EIU head coach Jim Schmitz will go for win number 501 in his coaching career. And finally, tonight, the Chicago Blackhawks have reached a deal with forward Brandon Bolig on a 3-year contract extension. Bolig was a member of the Stanley Cup championship team last season and has 6 goals and 6 assists so far this season. That's all I've got. Savannah, Brady, how about you?
Thank you, Jack. Well, Cameron, it's severe weather preparedness week, and that usually makes me think of spring, but yesterday we saw inches of snow.
Yeah, we're going to see this back and forth throughout the next few weeks.
All right, well, thank you, Cameron, and we appreciate you joining the Newswatch team for our show this evening.
For more news and weather, be sure to log on to our website at weiu.net.
We also invite you to be our followers on Facebook and Twitter.
Have a good night, and join us again tomorrow here on the area's only local newscast on PBS.